In this video, we're continuing to add fractions together. Recall that when you're adding fractions together, the denominators must be the same. In order to find the greatest common or the least common denominator, we first need to factor the denominators. This one on the right, you'll pull out a 2, factor out a 2, you're left with x plus 5. Notice that this one on the left, it already has the x plus 5, so you just need to multiply top and bottom by 2. And we can do that because 2 divided by 2 is 1. We're not changing the value of the fraction, we're just multiplying by 1. So now this first fraction becomes 2x minus 2 over 2x plus 10. And the second fraction stays the same, which is 3 over 2x plus 10. Now we just combine these together. Notice we're subtracting the 3. So we're going to have the 2x is still going to be there. You have minus 2, subtract 3, which is negative 5. And the bottom is still 2x plus 10. Now we should always check to see if this can be reduced. But because we can't factor the top, it's just 2x minus 5. There's no factors that are the same, which means this is our answer. All right, here's another example where we're adding these two fractions together. They need to have common denominators. Notice that we have x minus 3 and x minus 1. These are completely different factors. So we're going to have to multiply each fraction by the other denominator. So this one on the left is going to need to be multiplied by x minus 1 on top and bottom. And the one on the right is going to need to be multiplied by x minus 3 on top and bottom. Again, x minus 1 over x minus 1, that's just 1. And this fraction over here was just 1. Now remember, we've got to FOIL this. So we FOIL the top, we get x squared, and then minus 2x, and then minus x, and then plus 2. Now I'm going to leave the bottom factored so that I don't have to multiply it all out. On the second fraction, distribute the 5, you get 5x minus 15. We're adding these two fractions together. Now that they have the same denominator, we can just combine the numerators together. We'll have an x squared. We have negative 2x minus x, so that's negative 3x. Plus 5, so that's positive 2x. And we have 2 minus 15, so that's negative 13. And we still have the denominator of x minus 1 and x minus 3. Now we look to see if we can factor the top, which we cannot, so this is the answer. Now here is a third example. Again, we want to make sure that the denominators are the same. So the first thing we need to do is factor each denominator. This bottom denominator factors to x plus 2 and x plus 1. The denominator on the right factors to x plus 1 and x plus 1. So we should notice that x plus 1 is the same, but this one has another x plus 1, where this one has an x plus 2. So the factor or the fraction on the left needs another x plus 1, and the fraction on the right needs an x minus 1. Now not x minus 1, that needs x plus 2. Now the factors are all the same. They both have x plus 1s twice, and they both have x plus 2s. So on the top you have a 2x plus 2 with those three factors. And the one on the right, we have a 5x plus 10 with those three factors as the denominator. Now we can combine these into one fraction. We have 2x plus 5x is 7x, and 2 plus 10 is 12. And it's still over the denominator of x plus 1, x plus 1, and x plus 2. 7x plus 12, that does not factor, which means this is our answer.